Malygos Druid is a deck that's been seen as oppressive for quite a while. The versatility of Druid in combination with some of the newer cards allows for Malygos Druid to stomp out most of its opposition. With the Boomsday project's release, Druid saw new tools being added to its arsenal of powerful cards. Flabidinous Floop is the most notable card to be introduced in new lists. This card allows for the player to use Malygos with cards such as Swipe, due to essentially having a 4-mana Malygos. On top of this, Floop synergizes well with another new card that players are running, Giggling Inventor. Using its powerful battle cry, Druid now has even more ways to stave off pressure. Players have seen a lot of success with Malygos Druid, but one player's results stand out more than the others. Caravaggio held rank 1 legend using Malygos Druid for roughly 20 days, and has taken it back every time someone has taken it from him. Without any more waiting, let's jump right into the deck's win conditions. Malygos Druid is one of the most versatile decks in the meta currently, as it can change its game plan frequently. This also makes it hard to play, as the deck doesn't have one concrete win condition in every game. The only thing that remains constant between games is Malygos Druid's need for ramp. In every game, you'll be looking for cards such as Wild Growth and Nourish to cheat ahead of the mana curve. The most common theme that Mally Druid abides by is aiming to burst your opponent down using the Malygos combo. Depending on your opponent's health total, you'll either make use of Malygos and burn spells, or also use Flabidinous Floop and or Twig of the World Tree. Combining Moonfire and Swipe with the spell power buffs allows for an easy way to end games. Oftentimes, this combo will be set up the previous turn by using Alexstrasza to cut down your opponent's health total. Another win condition that Malygos Druid will often default to is out-pressuring their opponent. Against decks such as Quest Rogue or Odd Warrior, you'll typically have to find a different way to win the game. Quest Rogue will eventually win against Druid, and Odd Warrior will often out-armor your damage. Due to this, you'll need to find a place to tempo out your minions, and then use branching paths to push damage when you can. Finally, the last common game plan is running your opponent out of resources. Against aggressive decks, the Malygos Druid will aim to remove their threats while developing large boards with Spreading Plague or Giggling Inventor, and then close out the game with some large threats or simply exhausting their opponent. In some cases, such as against Aggro Mage, you'll want to remove your opponent's minions and then gain a large amount of armor to outlive all their burn. It's important to remember that while Malygos Druid is primarily a combo deck, it can also be played like a control deck or aggro deck depending on the scenario. If you're facing a lot of aggressive decks, you can cut the Ferocious Howl for a second mind control deck. This card can swing games against aggro decks with its battle cry, and also allows for you to trade with their minions in the early game. If the meta is aggressive, you can consider cutting Lich King instead, but this will hurt your win rate against slower decks. If you're struggling to beat control decks, there aren't that many cards you can use to help. One card that could help a lot in these slower matchups is Tyrantus. Removing a Giggling Inventor for Tyrantus will give you a huge, hard-to-remove threat. Against combo decks such as Togwaggle Druid or Malygos Druid, Azalina Soul Thief is a strong addition to the deck. If you feel that you need to add this to your deck, you should consider removing Ferocious Howl. It's important to note that Azalina is not a good tech card against Shutterwalk Shaman, as there isn't anything worth copying. Malygos Druid is a deck that's been powerful for a while and will remain powerful for a while. As long as Druid is able to ramp their mana while playing powerful cards, it will see the top of the tier list. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to keep up to date with all of our Tempo Storm Hearthstone content.